I'm here with Peter de Jong, CEO of the Pacific Asia Tourism Association, PATA, based in Bangkok, Thailand, at ITB in Berlin, March 2008. I just saw Peter in Bangkok back in October, and we had a quick chat and wanted to follow up on some of the things that are going on in Asia as it relates to travel and tourism. Peter, tell us a little bit.
Well, it's going well. Asia Pacific doesn't have a problem with numbers. We are the place where the first-time travelers coming from by the millions today, as you know. Our issues are more about harnessing that growth, making sure that the quality of travel tourism isn't compromised by the numbers of people who are coming to our destination and are going out of our region. So in both ways, in both directions, we're growing by leaps and bounds. We'd like to say that we possess the best real estate for travel tourism. And as wonderful as that is, it also poses challenges of quality control, of preparation, and of sustainability.
Tell us a little bit some of the growing destinations that are there. I mean, like, there's Vietnam and Laos, and over there everyone's talking about India and China. Is there a concern of is the infrastructure ready? And you talked about climate change and so on. Do you see any issues around that?
Oh, sure. I mean, yes, infrastructure issues are huge. If you look, for instance, at aviation, the projected growth in aviation alone would outstrip the capability we have today of having those aircraft land and process the passengers. So there's the landing strip issues, there's terminal issues, there's just airport issues or absence of airports. But on the other hand, there's also a huge demand for pilots. We have far too few pilots to fly our planes in Asia Pacific. So the human resource crunch is perhaps, along with the climate change issue, the single most important and challenging obstacle in our development.
And what's PATA doing about this? Are you have programs in place, and how are you connecting with the industry?
Well, first of all, one of our ways to help our members, since we have many members across all those sectors, governments, tourist boards, airlines, airports, tour operators, hoteliers, we provide our members with the best strategic intelligence for them to make smart decisions for their companies. So we raise the alarm bell when we need to, we cite opportunities when we see them, we help with crises when they occur, we help with recovery when it's required. So across all those areas of activity, I think we've shown our members that we are an invaluable tool for them to maintain a certain equilibrium in their industry. So a tourist board, for instance, will look to us for statistical information or intelligence on new products or on new flows of passengers. An airline may look at emerging city pairs for them to connect with in terms of new routing. An airport may look at us for solar paneling used to energize the airport. So lots of demands upon us, and we have lots of experts to call upon to help solve those. But particularly also, we're bringing our members together so they can exchange their best practices, their experiences, and learn from one another. So we're a network. Basically, we're a network. But it's a cross-sectoral network of leaders of the industry across a very big region, because we cover all of Asia and all of the Pacific. So it's a huge area of land that we pretend to cover. The agenda changes. Our board of directors decides what that should be. The board is composed of equal numbers of aviation and transportation people and accommodation people and tour operators and destination managers. So we always get a mix of industry and public sector input to construct our agenda for the future.
And people can get more information at pata.org, obviously. My blog is about tourism internet marketing, and you're an avid reader, of course. Tell me a little bit, what are you doing in terms of e-commerce and internet to really leverage technology as it relates to growing tourism in that part of the world?
Probably not nearly enough as an association. I mean, we are a membership-focused travel trade association. I think our members are much better at this than we are, quite frankly. So I know certain of our industry members are much further advanced in leveraging the e-commerce opportunities. only to mention your own former employers, the Canadian Tourist Commission, are quite active in this regard, as are certain other tourism boards and certain other industry players. We probably are, quite frankly, and I'm proud to say that, a bit more of a follower of that than a leader in that space.
Okay. And, we're standing in front of the sign for the CEO Challenge end of April of this year, which I think is a very innovative undertaking to bring in CEOs together, or leaders in the industry together to debate issues like climate change in a very select forum. And, as we discussed, we're looking to help you out, maybe to kind of bring some bloggers in to disseminate the content even further and create a debate, engagement online. Tell me a little bit, what was your vision about the CEO Challenge? How did it develop, and how do you want to take this going forward?
Yeah, well, just as we perhaps are a bit of a follower on the e-commerce platform, we certainly want to be a leader and have shown to become a leader in the climate change issue. And the way we see it, it is not for us to question the science or to lament, the plight of the carriers or worry about Davosian declarations. There are other parties, the public sphere, or in specific sectors who will debate all that. What we're concerned about is the industry getting on the front foot to address opportunities to reduce its carbon footprint, to become more sustainable with sharing of best practices. We simply want to know and communicate the best of what's out there today to reduce our industry's carbon footprint. We know that the airlines are doing wonderful things, for instance, biofuel projects. We want to know what's going on, what it looks like, what the experiences are. We know resorts are building more sustainable new properties and existing hotels are being retrofitted more appropriately for energy conservation. We don't know in detail what that's about. We know tour operators, because of consumer pressure, are taking a hard look at destinations and how they're managing their environment so that concerned and selective consumers make smart decisions about where they go and where they won't go. So all of that we want to bring together through industry sharing of best practices in a very concrete, measurable, productive, simple fashion by bringing managing directors, directors of sales and marketing, researchers, CEOs of airlines, CEOs of hotel groups together in one place, in one time, because all of us are looking at it in our respective silos only right now. The aviation sector looks at the aviation issues, the hotel sector accommodation issues. We want to cross-pollinate all that through bringing together these examples and adapt them so that there'll be 20 hoteliers, leaders of small, big groups, who've learned one new thing from one of their colleagues that they can take home and implement in their company, and suddenly we will have significantly reduced our carbon footprint. The same for airlines and airports and tour operations, for instance. So, very hands-on to get onto the front foot of the issue, because if we don't, the regulators will get to us and they will enforce things that are not smart, but they'll tax us in ways that we shouldn't be taxed. So it's all about taking leadership, assuming responsibility, and sharing the best of our ideas.
Let me ask you one last question, and I think that's great. I recently had a conversation with Professor Jeffrey Lippman from the World Tourism Organization, and obviously he's very passionate about climate change, but he's also very passionate about enabling technology and e-tourism. And could you imagine like a CEO Challenge 2009, have a big component in there as it relates to technology and how technology can enable, the climate change issue, the poverty issues, or evolving tourism in general into the Pacific Asia region?
Certainly can imagine it. Certainly are very open to it. We need a lot of help. We need to bring new expertise in that we, quite frankly, don't have all in our own organization, in our own company. But I'm very, very intrigued by it and committed to exploring it, because one of the big things about climate change, for instance, or some of the other overriding issues, is creating awareness in an ever greater community, and the connectedness that, for instance, blogs have like yours and other people have in their networks can only be helpful to spread the word and to get more commitment to positive change. So very open to looking at that and hoping that 09 will be more technologically driven than perhaps ORIT will be.
Great. Thank you so much, Peter. Great seeing you again at ITB, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Bangkok at the Partner CEO Challenge.